Folks, remember how empty all of Orangina's rallies were? The venues got smaller and smaller, and he still couldn't fill them up. We kept seeing footage of empty seats and people streaming out, folks yawning like crazy. Yeah, boy, that's curious, isn't it? I don't know. I guess all the adoring disciples figured he probably looked as good on TV as in person. They didn't worry they may one day regret not having attended one of their cult leaders' historical hate fests. Did they have appointments to get to? Tennis matches, spelling bees, luncheons. Maybe they heard he was a little sketchy on bussing folks out of the events and they didn't want to get stuck. Still, the guy had 4 years to campaign, whereas Kamala only had 100 days. You would think in 4 years he would have been able to draw better crowds. Maybe he could have handed out free Bibles or Melania books. I've been thinking about this a lot because if his rally womp-womps are any indicator of what the inauguration turnout is going to be, he's going to have to bring back Sean Spicer to bully the press into believing it was the largest inauguration turnout in history, period. Of course, I could be wrong. Maybe MAGAs only leave their lazy boys for elected presidents, not candidates. Still, it's going to be cold in D.C., and parking's going to be a bitch. Folks are going to have to walk a long way, and they're not going to get close enough to get any decent pictures, even zoomed all the way in on their iPhones. I don't know if they get to bring lawn chairs. I'd assume coolers are a big no-no. So that's a lot to ask of voters who didn't really go above and beyond to turn out while he was on the campaign trail. Maybe all the trad families will come with their 15 children in tow, so that will fill in the gaps. Do you think Target uniform Patriot Front man babies will show, piling out of a U-Haul van with their polo shirts and masks and peanut butter sandwiches, riled up by their little mustache man fantasies? If I was a MAGA parent, I would be torn. I mean, it would be cool to take your child to such a historical event, but I'd be worried Orangina would go off script and forget there were kids in the crowd. Remember what he said to a massive audience of Boy Scouts? Yeah, that was cray-cray. What if Melania doesn't feel like getting out of bed that day? I guess Ivanka could substitute, but we haven't seen her in a while, have we? Jared's Saudi billions must be keeping her busy. Yeah. Well, I guess it could go either way. MAGAs could surprise us and turn out in droves, decked out head to toe in MAGA merch, which unfortunately won't keep any of them warm, because wind rips right through cheap polyester from China. But what's a little frostbite to mark the official launch of a fully fascist regime? I'm sure it will be quite a spectacle. Maybe the Jersey drones will fly on over and hover for a while. The aliens will marvel at the orange guy who seems to have won some kind of lottery, or stolen the minds of a whole bunch of Earthlings. If we're lucky, they'll touch down and give him some pointers on how to be a better human. Or they'll scoop him up and take him to a planet far, far away. Now that's something I'd show up to see. Yeah. Well, Orangina, have the inauguration you deserve.